Disney Cruise Lines backs out of its plan to purchase a Bahamian island. Long Island MP Loretta Butler Turner revealed that she was the one that stopped a coup against Free National Movement leader Dr. Menace. And the Department of Statistics revealed that unemployment numbers are down by 2%. We've got those stories and others. I'm your host, Krishna Virgil, and this is the Tribune's Top 5. Eleuthera residents can now breathe a sigh of relief after it was confirmed that Egg Island will no longer be purchased by Disney. Disney Cruise Line said on Thursday it has no plans to construct a cruise port at Egg Island, Eleuthera, claiming impact studies have suggested that the island's marine environment could not sustain a development of that magnitude. In an email responding to questions from the Tribune on Thursday, Disney Cruise Line spokeswoman Kim Prunty confirmed that environmental impact assessments and geotechnical studies carried out by the company have indicated that the Queen Island's marine and environmental profile could not have survived a development on that level. Ms. Prunty said, quote, "We regularly look for opportunities for growth, some of which we pursue and others that we don't. We recently completed a careful and thorough review of a project at Egg Island and determined that the environmental impact of our intended development would be too significant," end quote. Ms. Prunty said as a result, Disney Cruise Lines made the decision to close the door on the idea. Earlier this month, a petition spearheaded by residents of Eleuthera surfaced, calling for a ban on any development by Disney Cruise Lines. Prime Minister Perry Christie said on Monday that he believes the Export-Import Bank of China is prepared to present a possible buyer for the beleaguered $3.5 billion Bahama resort, as he declared a resolution to the Bahama debacle is imminent. Mr. Christie, while a guest on the Ed Fields Live show on Kiss FM on Monday evening, said the government is closer than we've ever been before on a resolution to the Bahama controversy, and that talks toward the same have been taking place rapidly. Mr. Christie did not indicate who the potential buyer of the West Bay Street development might be. However, he said the Exim Bank, Bahama's $2.5 billion secured creditor, would have only chosen someone with an incredible capacity to finance a $2.5 billion deal and finish it. As such, Mr. Christie said the government is agitating aggressively for a resolution to the situation, particularly with regards to the payment of Bahamian contractors involved with the resort. Meanwhile, developer Sarkis Ismailian's Granite Ventures Limited filed a summons in the Supreme Court on Thursday, seeking to transition Bahama from provisional liquidation to full liquidation, a prospect that Prime Minister Perry Christie once described as a chilling prospect for the resort and the country. In a press statement, Granite Ventures said it took this route because Bahama's provisional liquidation process has been inappropriately prolonged, failing to provide either any standing or transparency for Bahama's unsecured creditors. This comes as Bahama's receivers are said to be nearing a decision regarding which buyer will be selected to purchase the resort. More details emerged this week about those plans several weeks ago to have Killarney MP Dr. Menace removed as the official opposition leader. In a bid to redirect perceptions that she was the divider of her party, Long Island MP Loretta Butler Turner on Sunday revealed that she staved off the would-be coup against Free National Movement leader Dr. Menace that led to the call for an early convention. Mrs. Butler Turner said she talked her parliamentary colleagues out of their plans to go to Governor General Dame Marguerite Pindling with a vote of no confidence in Dr. Menace to have him removed as official opposition leader. She spoke candidly about her leadership bid as a guest on the 96.9 FM show Q&A with host Quincy Parker and Adrian Francis, stating categorically that she was unafraid to go head-to-head in a debate against Dr. Menace or Prime Minister Perry Christie for that matter. She said, quote, "I took my licks when I did challenge for the leadership in 2014. I was asked to sit small until my name was called, and I did exactly that. The record will reflect that during 2015, the very same MPs that did not support me in 2014 approached me. I did not approach them. They were the ones that said to me, listen, we've been watching you. We realized we've made a mistake. We did not support you. In our regular Westminster system, when the leader of the party, whether opposition or governance, loses the confidence of the majority of his parliamentary team, they do the honorable thing. My colleagues were suggesting that since that was not going to happen, we should in fact go to the Governor General. I in turn made a counter-offer. I said no, that would divide our party. She added, we had many different models to try to unify the party, to work with the current leadership. I think that clearly needs to be told. That is a story that is being misrepresented, that I am the divider, end quote. Mrs. Butler-Turner pointed out that she has always been supportive of the party's leader, recalling how she physically stood against police when they attempted to forcibly remove documents from Parliament in 2013 after he had been suspended from the session. Prime Minister Perry Christie said on Monday that he seeks to continue leading the Progressive Global Party, including into the next general election, because young members of his government have urged him to do so. He also suggested that instability would arise in the party if he were no longer leader, similar to what is occurring in the official opposition. He did not name the government members who he said have urged him to continue to lead the party. His comments came during an appearance on the Ed Fields live show on Kiss FM. The comments in the days that followed sparked immense response among Bahamians, including from those within the PLP. Deputy Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis rejected the idea that the PLP would become unstable like the Free National Movement if Prime Minister Perry Christie chooses to step down as its leader. When asked if the PLP would become unstable without Mr. Christie, Mr. Davis said, quote, "It depends on how you define what is meant by instability. The official opposition is in shambles. The PLP always finds a way to right its way at any given time, despite whatever happens," end quote. Asked why Mr. Christie would make such a claim, he declined to speculate, saying, "You should ask him. I don't know why he thinks that. That's for him to answer," end quote. Former PLP MP Philip Galanis on Wednesday was more stinging in his comments as he chastised the Prime Minister, saying his comments were the height of nonsense and bordered on delusional. In a frank interview with the Tribune, Mr. Galanis said there are many persons within the party that are capable of bringing a breath of fresh air into the country, ridding it of the Christie fatigue it now experiences. Mr. Galanis insisted that if it was Mr. Christie's desire to remain on as Prime Minister, he should just be intellectually honest and say so. He went on to explain that despite Mr. Christie's constant mantra that his team was a bridge to the future, his declaration on Monday was an admission that he failed to appoint persons who could actually succeed him. It appears that jobs created by Bahamas Junkanoo Carnival had some impact on unemployment numbers, with the Department of Statistics revealing this week that unemployment numbers are down by 2.1%. The Department of Statistics announced on Friday that the overall unemployment rate is now at 12.7% after a 2.1% decline, with officials pointing to Bahamas Junkanoo Carnival related activities accounting for some of the improvement. The Tribune obtained the results of the 2016 labor force survey the day before they were officially released. The overall unemployment rate stood at 14.8% when the previous survey was done in November 2015. The latest survey covers the reference period of April 25th to May 1st, 2016. When officials surveyed New Providence's job situation, they found a decrease in the unemployment rate, which fell from 15.9% last November to 13.2% in May. However, the rates of unemployment in Grand Bahama and Abaco increased by 0.5% and 0.4% respectively, to 14.7% and 10.1%. The report also stated that youth unemployment, which covers people 15 to 24 years old, is higher than any other area. However, this category declined from that rate of 30% recorded in November 2015 to 25.8% in May. In addition to jobs provided by Junkanoo Carnival, the newest survey results obtained by the Tribune said the 2.1% decrease in the unemployment rate was also influenced by jobs in the manufacturing sector increasing by 26%, among other factors. This sector accounts for 4% of total employment, the department said. The results of the survey also indicate that since November 2015, the labor force grew by 1.7% and now totals 215,880 persons. Want to get in on the discussion? Well, here's how you can. Just log on to our website at www.tribune242.com, like us on Facebook, the Tribune News Network, send us a tweet at Tribune242, or subscribe to our YouTube page, Tribune242.